everybody, and welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. I am joined today with my friend Kayla, and we are doing our top 100 games of all the games we played during the year of 2025. And there's a significant amount of games to go through. I think you were like, what, in the 250, and I was in the 350 or something? Different games played.
Yeah, 206, I think, for me. 206, 204.
Oh, yeah. I just rounded up.
250.
So, yeah, but that's a lot of games to sort through anyways. And we kind of like, because I mean, I've done my top 100s, and I find that doesn't change enough to do a top 100 to top 100 every year. So to look at a 1 year, because I don't like some of my games that I remember such a great experience that I still consider my top games, but I haven't got the chance to replay them. So
yeah, I think the thing that I've learned about myself in doing this is my first top 100 is that maybe what I do to choose the games is like how much I really want to replay them, which may or may not have to do with like whether I grasp the game or not.
Right. No, and that honestly, right? If you had to be good at a game to enjoy a game, I'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah. You do pretty good. Like, what was the one that you played with Carla recently? It was it's Carla's favorite game. The hotel. Grand
Austria Hotel.
Yes. Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, I'm pretty good. I usually win this one." And then you just like smoked her, and she was like, "Oh."
Knock you down a peg.
Yeah.
But,
Carla.
I had a good combination of what came up. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it does not. Does not. You should have seen the game of Heat at Card Treat. I almost got lapped.
Oh.
I've played Heat before. I just had like a really, really unfortunate roll that I never recovered from.
I love watching like with Carla and like her combo-tastic things. Like she loves them because they work for her. I don't know, her brain works in a different way. And I'm just over there, and I know when I'm playing a combo-tastic game with Carla that I'm gonna get my butt whooped. But half of the fun is just like, how did you build that?
Yeah. What? She cheats. No.
Oh. Okay.
She must.
She must. That's the only way.
That's the only explanation here. Oh my god. But yeah, I know sometimes like there are games that's like, well, like we played Everdale Duo.
Mm.
And I don't know why I was along for the ride. Like, like I'm not even causing a dent in this game compared to.
But that's like Carla's favorite game.
It is like her cream and butter. Like that's. Yeah, definitely, and it showed. But
it's bread and butter, Mel.
What did I say?
Cream and butter.
I was thinking bread. No kidding, you laugh at us all the time. In case you don't know, I'm French. I think people know by now. It comes across.
And it's up there with Thimble for me now.
Oh my god! And then like, I remember that time. I was like, oh my god, I laughed so hard at that episode. And I went and I watched the whole thing again. I'm like, what was funny? Because you were watching, I didn't catch on.
No.
Thumble, potato.
Yeah, it makes sense.
In my mind, it did. Yeah. I guess I put my thimble on my thumb. All righty. Well, let's get started with this list, or we'll be here all night. All right, so we're now on number 70 to 61. And I know last time we recorded, you're like, oh, the next list is going to be so good. So I'm kind of curious, because I don't remember what you have in this list. Mind you, I don't remember what I have in this list either. So it should be good. And we're going to start with you at number 70.
Okay, so full disclosure on this list, this game is the most excited that I'm excited to talk about. My number 70 is Chu Chu Han, which the fact that I'm most excited to talk about it maybe means that it should be higher on the list. I don't know. But anyways, so this game, it's this tense 2-player card game that's actually based on a historical, political, and military rivalry in ancient China between the Han and the Chu. So each player, I love games that have historical context. It's my cream and butter.
I'm gonna get that saying going here.
I am. So each player, you can kind of actually see in this picture. Actually, this is perfect. So you can kind of see the white border. So if you see like the bottom, it says lead and play, and then above it says like the, and then Chu, and then Han. So you get a mix of Chu and Han characters, which kind of is supposed to represent kind of the hostages and like the change in loyalties and kind of the internal conflicts between the two different armies. So it's a ladder climbing card game, or a card shedding game is what it is. But it's only 2 players, which is actually pretty unique. And I got this as part of my, I'm going to try and get better at trick taking deep dive. So I got this one. And you play it over several hands, and it has this really cool board that's like shaped like a dragon. And so, you play over several hands, and what you're trying to do is get rid of all your cards and to reach 31 points. So it happens in a series of bids, and on your turn as the lead player, you're going to play a set of 1 or more cards that are all the same number. So like in this instance, you might play the 2 2s, and then the other player is going to want to play like 2 3s or 2 4s. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of keep escalating the rank of the cards until someone can't respond and gives up the lead. So the other part that's unique is that many of these cards have different abilities or different powers. Some let you like peek at the deck or retrieve cards or cancel different effects or slightly bend the rules or skip opponent's turns or whatever. So they do all these different things. And if you can't play on a turn, you can take these little imperial wits is what they're called. And when you take those, you get to draw 2 cards. And that gives you more options or more cards in your hands that you can combo to try and meet the 3 2s or 4 5s or whatever that you need. But it's a little bit of a risk. And you're trying to go out first. So if you take all these wits and your opponent goes out first, then the wits that you've taken becomes points for the other player. So it's a risk to take them, but you might get the card that you're looking for. So you might want to take them because you're looking at the cards in your hand and realize you're not going to be able to get where you need to go without more cards. So the first to reach 31 points ends the game. And that's kind of the basis of it. But I just all of these people that are in here are like, well, I can't say for sure all of them, but no, I'm pretty sure all of them are actual historical figures because there's a little part in the book that describes them all. And yeah, I haven't read through all of them, but I did read through like kind of the beginning ones. That's what makes me hesitate. But I read through the beginning ones that are like the generals, like the Chu and the Han characters and sort of the first few. And it's just really interesting, the different, and the art is gorgeous. And if you get the full box, it actually comes with a little travel box as well. So you can shorten it down to a little travel box game too. So it comes with the cool big dragon piece, or you can do travel size.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Tom Lehman's games. Like, he's done so many great ones. I had not heard of this one. I mean, like, Go for the Galaxy, Race for the Galaxy. I have Hollyoaks from him, and I have Winter Court from him. Like, he's done like a bunch of different stuff. Oh, and Res Arcana. So I'm a fan. I think it's going to be like, if his name is on it, it's a done deal. Good enough for me.
Yeah, I should definitely bring it over sometime because I actually own this one, and it's top quality. So that's my number 70, Chu Han.
Wonderful. Perfect. So my number 70 is Kero. Okay. There's something about this game I just absolutely love. And it's just not a game that's really talked about, and I don't get it. Now, I bought this copy, or my copy, at the Gobfest yard sale thing or market that they had. And it was at the very end, people like kind of piling up, and then this guy still had this game on the table, and I'm like, I got $10 left or whatever it was, and he's like, sure, good enough, and then he gave it to me. And then I bought a lot at the auction, and that was ridiculous. So it just kind of went on top of this humongous piles, and I took it home. And then when I was home, I started opening the games I got and looking into it, and then I squealed when I opened this one because components are amazing. There's a little semi truck that has a sand timer inside. That's your fuel. And it's like a real-time dice rolling, and then you tip the fuel thing over, and then you're wasting fuel because you're going out, but you're rolling your dice trying to get the combination you want and need. And then when you're done, it's like, okay, good enough, and you got to put your truck down before you run out of fuel. Yeah. And like that whole concept is amazing. It's so fun. It's a 2-player game. Every time I've played this game, I loved it. And the person that played with loved it. I have gifted this to absolutely everybody because for some reason it was stupid cheap at the liquidation store. I'm like, I don't care what mistake happened here that these games are there. I'm going to take advantage, but I don't get it. This game is so good. So you roll the dice. You're trying to get the combination of what you need to get these particular cards. The card will either give you the ability to kind of place your tokens because there's an area control aspect as well of the different location, which are going to count towards end score. But if you're tied, nobody gets it. So you were trying to have more kind of, control over those particular locations. You're also going to get cards that's going to give you kind of permanent abilities that can keep going, where it could be that you just get that particular symbol all the time, whether you roll it or not. And you'll get like jerry cans, so you can get more kerosene because that's your fuel. Or you'll get like, it's just a bunch of different things. But it's like area control aspect with the real-time rolling dice aspect and the just absolutely amazing component. What's not to love, right? Like this game, so good.
And you have like so many different pieces to it, but I think one of the best parts about it is it's so simple to teach.
It's a very straightforward. It's not a game that takes like super, super long. Like it's just, everything's perfect about it. I just really, really like it. And that is my number 70, Kero.
Nice. Excellent pick. I like
Thank you.
Okay, so 69.
All right.
Me.
For you, yeah.
So my number 69 is PNW, or it's Pacific Northwest cards games inspired by the Pacific Northwest. So I bought this actually as a Kickstarter, and this is, I think, the set of cards that comes with it. I actually have my copy right here. And
it was not easy finding pictures of this game.
No, because
I've never heard of it.
All you're going to get the picture of is this, right? And like, you might get the inside of the book, but they're not going to give you pictures of the inside because it's showing you the game essentially, right? So, it's got 6 different games in it,
so
and
it's
like
all puzzle one and done, or
no, it's different card games, right? So like
Okay.
Yeah. So like I got this really nice this came as part of the Kickstarter. You can add on this really nice it's wax fabric that the name of the fabric is escaping me. Canvas is the word I'm looking for.
Right.
And then there's also like these little tokens that you could get with
zoom in on you a bit more. Hold on.
I'm not sure if it's going to be in focus. That's supposed to be a salmon. You can kind of.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
There we go. Maybe up with my hat there, it's a little better. But yeah, so they come with these. Yeah, I got the little tokens. Oh, here's a big one, and they're all like nicely.
Nice.
Yeah,
like
they're
embossed?
Not embossed. It's engraved,
Debossed?
but
Is that
deep.
Is debossed a word? I'm making it up here.
And I just have like my Roxley cards in here. So like you just need a deck of cards.
So it's just like a set of rules for different games to play with a regular 52 deck of cards.
Yeah. So it's got a solo game in here. That's the one that I played in 2025, which is called Cabin by the Sea. So you're with that one, what you're doing is you have a beach and your supplies, and then there's what gets washed away by the sea, and you're managing resources to try and build up a cabin, essentially. It is super challenging, but it's really quick, and I quite liked it. The one that I'm actually most excited for, I don't know if this is... No, I don't think all of this list currently is trick taking. But the one that I was most excited for, it's called Signal Fire, and I need 4 people to play it. But it's a trick taking game where you communicate how you play tricks in different areas, and you're trying to send signals out to the opposing team. Yeah, so that one's a 4-player, and then it's got Salmon Run that's 2-player, Orca Isles, which is a worker placement style game, where you place the orca tokens around hunting spots and then make poker style hands to catch fish and score. And then they have one called Trail, which is a 3 to 4 player draft and trek game, and then Forage, which I read through the rules on that one because I was hoping I was going to be able to teach it at one of the library days, but we ended up playing something a little bit simpler instead because they said it sounded complicated. But that one's called Forage, and it's a set collection game where you roam the forest and you're trying to collect sets of mushrooms and flora by moving through. It's just a grid of cards, which, looking at the one that the picture that you have here, I'm guessing that it's likely the Forage game. And then you're gonna...
a beautiful set of cards on the picture, but
yes, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that it is the same artist. Actually, my spouse got me for Christmas by the same person that did the art in here. Got me their tarot deck.
Nice.
Yeah. So, you don't really need anything other than the book to play, but they do have some upgraded components that are super nice, and they're still available on their website. So the canvas wax canvas bag is really nice to put your cards in, especially if you take it camping and stuff, which was kind of my intention. So yeah, I really, really like this game, and I'm really excited to try a few more of them. Like I said, I've kind of dipped my toes into the Forage game and the Cabin by the Sea one, but that's my number 69, PNW.
Nice. It does look great. I love game, like a deck of card games. That's what I grew up with, right? We played so many games. And what I've been starting to do is I have like my little yellow book there. I'm just writing the rules of all the games I play because they were never written down anywhere. We just played them.
Right.
And so, yeah. But yeah, love it. I have like so many different deck of cards too for some reason. I have one called Scooter Life for like scooters for seniors. I don't know where that one came from, but it's there. So I'm like, huh. Alrighty. My number 69 is Unscrewed. And this is like a local designer. He's based out of Edmonton. And the artwork is done by somebody who is like into animation, cartoons and stuff. So it's hilarious. And this is a game based on the 90s cartoons that we grew up with. And basically is each player is a cartoon character, and the network is cutting us down to one cartoon. And it's a battle to the death to see who's going to be the cartoon that stays on the network. And it's a programming game. So you're going to be placing 3 cards that's going to move you one direction or another, and you're on this map, and you're going to move, but the maps shrink every round. Plus, there's some cards that are just complete chaos that you just don't know what's going to happen. And it could kind of be like, well, I'm going to go there. I think I'm going to be safe there. And turns out, no, you're not. But the characters are hilarious. You got like the mosquito one, you got the mad cow one that just kind of comes to mind. Like you have all these different, was it Slappy? And each one do something separate. Like Slappy assigns a best friend, and they always go for that best friend. And if you move towards them, then it shoves them further. Or it's mean, but in a very funny, comical way. And
you can't even avoid not being mean in this game.
That is what this game is, but it's so funny. And then you could get eliminated, then you spawn. No, you're eliminated again. Oh, you spawn again. And that's not going to happen often because the game is not that long. The game will end, but you can get eliminated, but doesn't mean the game is over for you per se. But even if you are eliminated, just watching what happens in the complete mayhem is hilarious. Now, the first couple of times that I played this was with the designer. And when it went to Kickstarter, I knew I was backing this. I enjoyed this a lot. But I was a little bit worried. How is it going to be to teach and play it myself? Because it felt so chaotic. And that was a non-issue at all. I shouldn't have been worried about that because it was smooth. And it's just such a neat, funny game. I'm glad I backed it. I'm glad I have it. With kids, with teens in group settings or whatever, it just goes really well. And that is my number 69, Unscrewed.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Yeah, because you were there when we did the demo.
Yeah.
With the prototype and.
Yeah, Chris, right? Chris Cook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he's he's a cool guy, and he's got new game that he's working on too right now, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now, because every time I see it, Dave from Pimento Way is there, and he renamed it in his mind, so he just keeps giving it that renamed Bones thing or whatever.
Right.
And so now none of the name is sticking for me, but I am following that one because I am backing that when it comes out. I can't wait for it. It's just so neat with this transparent bone pieces, and you're shoving your bone piece to the other player trying to get their mojo. It was so good. I suck at it, but it's so good.
Because you did a live stream of that one too, didn't you?
Yes.
Because it was you and David and Chris that played? Yeah.
No, it's a 2-player game.
Oh, so it must have been just you and Chris then.
Just me and Chris, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just 2 players. I've only ever played it 2 players. I think it's only a 2-player game.
Interesting.
I could play more. I don't know. Well, I'll have to wait for the Kickstarter. I'll let you know.
Nice.
All right,
okay,
number 68.
So my number 68 is Pollen. So you introduced me to this one, which I think was actually that same weekend.
That same weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's building their own little garden to try and attract insects like butterflies and bees and little beetle June bug things. So at the start of the game, you're going to get your own deck of garden cards, and you're going to draw 5 cards, and that's the hand that you're going to be playing from. So in the middle of the table, you're going to have little pollinator tokens that show which insect is visiting which flower. So one of those starts in play, and then there's always going to be one off to the side that's like the upcoming token. So on your turn, you're going to do 3 things. So you're going to plant, pollinate, and attract. And so when you plant, you take one of the cards from your hand and you place it on the table. So you can kind of see there's those little etches in the corner of the cards, and that lines up with the little buggy tokens. And basically you're going to slowly build this shared garden around tokens, trying to position your symbols in ways to score. So after you plant, you pollinate, and if the pollinator token ever gets completely surrounded by 4 garden cards, then it activates. So you can kind of see in the middle there's ones that look like they're blank, but that's because they've been activated and flipped over. So when they activate, you'll look at the insect token, and for each insect, everyone counts how many of the matching symbols that you have next to it. And then whoever has the most insect symbols wins the score for that insect. And then if it's a tie, right? I don't think you collect the bug token, but you leave the actual token in the center because you flip that over to say that it's scored.
The bug token, yeah.
Yeah. And I think if it's a tie, nobody gets it. So some cards will have, like this one has stars on it, so that means that they're wild. And I think this is from our game, because that's like the kind of tiny little table that we put it on. Yeah. So yeah, that's a bunch of wilds. So you got the stars that are wilds, and they can count as any insect. And then after it's scored, like I said, the token will flip over, and then you go into the attract part of the turn. So if there's empty spaces between cards where a pollinator can go, and at least 2 different players are involved. So I don't think there's any that are open right now on the table like that, because the 2 purple that are closest, that's the same player. So the green, Mel would have to add one there in order for it to get a token. So then you'd add the up next token, and then you draw a new up next token to refill that. And then you'll draw cards back into your hand. The other player goes. I don't also know what triggers the end of the game, but the end of the game, you're trying to be the leader in at least 1 insect type. So the butterflies, bees, or the beetles. And if you're leading in 2, then you automatically win. But if you don't win in any, then you're or if you don't lead in any, then you're automatically eliminated. And then if you're playing more than 2 players, then the remaining players that have contenders and have less than 2 would then compare their little bugs to see who wins, and then and then that's the person that wins. So it's just like this really kind of interesting and really, really pretty area control game where you're kind of deciding whether you're going to fight for 1 insect, or whether you're going to kind of like spread it out a little bit more, or whether you're going to try and block the other player from getting, all of the butterflies, because you don't want them to have the most of the butterflies, because then you don't win anything. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's not really pictured is, and you can kind of see them in the top right, is the little bug meeples. They're like shiny and cute, and they're
adorable for sure. You have had to play this game again, because I don't remember hardly any of that. Like,
I watched a video. I cheated.
I was gonna say, wow, like how well did you remember this? This was a long time ago.
I was feeling bad. I feel like I was letting everybody down, because I was like, I don't remember how to play this. But it was good. So I was like, I'm gonna look up how I played this. Nice.
I was like, whoa, that game really made an impression for you to remember all of that.
No, I've been making a very good plan. I'm like, I am not Carla and Mel. I do not have the ability to come in here and tell you how to play, how a game's played, and so I'm like, there, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna make notes.
I'm impressed. So. That was good. Watch me not remember the next one here. Let's see. My number 68 is Emberleaf. Oh, that's okay if so I don't remember it. You're there to help me. Now, this game, what I especially like about it is that dancing card mechanism, which is another one that you'd see in the Viscount of West Kingdom. Similar, it's not quite the same. But with this one is you can decide where you place the card. And where you place it, some cards have like a placement ability, and then you activate that. Now, this is also how you're going to be able to place like a token onto the board and that sort of stuff. You got to activate the specific action in order to be able to do that action, because there's a whole board area control, but it's like a friendly area control. You can't block each other, but which I kind of like about that. But you still, it's like whoever has the majority of the area will kind of get the benefits of that area control aspect. But then you also can slide your cards, and then when you slide the cards, some cards have the slide ability, and then you get to activate them when they do that. Now, some will have both, like they'll activate different ways sometimes as well. And it's funny because when we played this, Carla gave me, like, we drafted cards, and then you slide over a card to another player, and Carla's like, this one sucks, here go Melanie, enjoy. And I got a second one of that card, and I must have activated that card like 5 times throughout the game. And it was just like, if you generated this much of one resource, you got the extra ability of doing a bunch of different things or whatever. I think it was placing tokens out or whatever. And like I said, I did this like 5 times. I just like, I did a mistake. And then you have like these little animal tokens that you're placing. And then the more of them you put out, then the more you're going to score out of what's left on your board as well. And there was one that was like, because you had different goals that you start with and that you collect. And then I had one is like, if I had so many of placed of every kind, I got the ability and I got those points. And if I had all of my bunnies out, then I got this secret goal, and then I managed to do that one. And the artwork was interesting. I mean, like, not gonna lie, a lot of the actions that I was picking was just because there was a turtle on the card, but I don't care, I'm doing the turtle thing. So there was definitely some of that going, but it was a really neat, interesting game. And then the fact that the artwork was so cute and adorable and the whole game is beautiful doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, the time that I played with you and Carla was only the second time, and then that was my first time teaching it. So yeah, I think Carla even asked me, she's like, should I keep this one or get rid of it? And I was like, ooh, like I don't know how you're gonna activate that like until later on in the game. So yeah, I tossed that one to Mel. Mistake.
Well, and honestly, I saw it and I'm like, oh, Fred, great.
Yeah.
But then because of that, I kept keeping all the cards that created wood because I had that extra wood ability. So I just had tons of wood cards everywhere. Now, when the cards slide out, like they go back in your hand, and like, so there's like a deck building element to this as well. Mm-hmm. So no, it was neat. It was a very interesting game. It was cute.
Yeah, it's a neat one for sure. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is it might show up on the list at another time, huh?
Maybe.
We'll see. All right. Number 67.
So my number 67 is Artistry. I'm trying to remember. It was you and me and Ashley, and I feel like Travis. Was Travis playing with us?
I want to say Travis was there.
Yeah.
I think recall he was there.
Yeah, that's also what I recall. So Ashley had backed this in like one of the prettier but not the like top tier, because apparently the like top tier one is like a jewelry box.
Are you kidding? Wow, because this was like a done up version as it was.
Yes, yeah. So I think there was 3 levels, and even like looking at the bottom tier level, because I was like, ooh, like they're all very, very well done. But in this one, you're a young, ambitious artist in the Art Nouveau era, and you're trying to build the most renowned art studio is kind of the theme. So you start with an artisan that's an apprentice, and you're going to try and collect material tiles. So that's what you're seeing on the board there is the material tiles. And that's the shared market. And then they come in different colors that represent things like glass and ceramics and textiles and metal, all the things that you're going to use to make your art. So once you've gathered the materials, then you're going to try and complete these pattern cards. And you spend those in the correct combination with the tiles. And that gains you essentially prestige. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but that's what I'm calling it. I don't think artists have prestige. I don't know, gives you like rep points or something. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So every time you finish a pattern, you score the prestige, but then you also kind of level up yourself. So you would gain new artisans, or you'd upgrade from an apprentice to whatever comes after an apprentice, between apprentice and a master, whatever that is. I don't know. Journeyman. Oh, my spouse is yelling journeyman.
There we go. That's somebody.
Yeah. So the better your artisans, the more complex shapes that you can draft and the better combos that you can pull off from the market. So you also have these inspiration cards where you can clear certain material types, so they'll give you bonus abilities or extra points at the end, and then it keeps going, and you draft these tiles and complete patterns and upgrade all your people, and then someone reaches a set amount of the prestige or the renowned, and then the game ends, and then everyone totals up their points from the patterns, the artisan levels, and the inspiration cards, and then the player with the highest score wins. So having gone to art school, like I said, I was really excited for this one. I would say that the theme didn't come through as strongly for me. It's an incredibly stunning game, and I really enjoyed the gameplay, but if you're playing it because you're like an art student and you like kind of want this idea of like immersing yourself in like, you know, building up a studio and bringing in other artists and this collaboration, the theme did not translate. But that aside, gorgeous game, and the gameplay I think is really interesting, and has a couple different mechanics that I haven't really seen work together that way before. So I did really enjoy it. So that's my 67 Artistry.
Nice. Artistry, yeah.
Remember,
I don't think I did very good in this game at all, but it was a cool game. Like, it wasn't a complex game to grasp, and just, you know, not easy to do good, in my opinion. All right.
Yeah.
My number 67 is Seven Wonders Architect. There's been a lot of like talk with Seven Wonders, the original game. It's kind of like, oh my God, like nobody gets it when you're trying to explain it. It's kind of hard to grasp and get playing. And there's like hit or miss, I guess, with a lot of people. I find with Seven Wonders Architect, that's not the case. It's a hit almost every time. Plus, it's such a simple game to explain and get playing that it's really can be a level entry game. And it's so interesting. Now, first of all, pointing out, it is one of the best organized game box I have ever seen. Each player gets a little tray with a lid, and they open it, and then you're set up, ready to go, pretty much. You take your little card that comes in a tray, and you put it on your side, and everybody does that. And on your turn, you can draw from the cards on your left, your right, your left, or in the middle. And that's all been placed out, like game set up, breeze done. You put all of your pieces for your wonder that you have onto their unbuilt side. So it's all like construction stuff. And then you got to build it from the ground up. And to build it, you need to have the material that is on there. Now it could be the same material, two different materials. And it gets trickier as you go up. It's going to require more. And then you're like, well, there's a rock there, or there's a thing there. But then you can also collect the science, and then you also collect military cards. And the military cards is kind of interesting because you have military tokens, and it says like every time you flip a military card, you add it to your military. Some of them will have horns on it, and you're supposed to toot when it comes like doo 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 doo. And I do every time. I'm like, right.
I was gonna say I didn't realize that was part of the rules. I just knew you did that.
The rules. I'm a rule follower. I might have tooted anyways, but no, I think it's in the rules. And then you flip it over, and then every time a horn comes up, you flip one of the peace token onto the war side. And if all the peace tokens are flipped over, you go to war. Then you compare the total strength you have for your army between the players on either side. If you win, you collect a war token, which is worth points. All the tokens, the war ones you have with the horns, they go back. Like they get discarded, and then you flip everything back to peace, and then you kind of keep playing. And every time you get 3 of the same or 3 different science, then you can get a science token. And there's different ones that are there, and they'll just give you different things you can do. Either it'll give you kind of ongoing ability, or give you end of game scores, whatever. And then there's also some cards that have a cat tokens on it, and then you pass this cat around. And if you have the cat, because the 2 deck on either side are face up, the one in the middle is face down. If you have the cat, you can peek. Now you have 3, because it's kind of almost perfect information on you. Like, all right, well, there's a science here, which is good. There's a resource here, which is gold, but I know there's gold in the middle, and that's a wild, and I'm going to take the gold, so it's just such an interesting, and then it plays, 7 players, so it plays a high player count fairly easily. It's just, it hits the table easily. It's entertaining. I just really like this one, and that is my number 67, 7 Wonders Architects.
Yeah, every time I got the cat in that game, somebody would steal it with me before I'd get to peek.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah. Also, I was trying to think of the other game where we were supposed to shout something that was in the rules and you didn't tell us, and it was Panda Panda.
Oh, yes, that's right. Those are the kind of rules that it's a hit or miss with me, whether I do it or
apparently.
Not.
Yeah. Is way more fun than Panda Panda, I will give you that.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody does their horn a little differently too, so. Alrighty, on to 66.
Okay, so my number 66 is Piles. So this one is a game about sorting laundry, which sounds incredibly boring. I hate sorting laundry. I hate folding laundry. I hate doing laundry, but I love this game. We play it a lot at conventions as like a filler game. And so what happens is you're going to get six piles of 4 cards. Mm-hmm. And they're all a big mess. So you have, I don't know how many sets. It depends on the player count of these clothes. So you can kind of see in this picture, there's a sports bra, and then there's like the 3 puffy coats. So you can kind of see there's the green one, the yellow one, and the purple one. So this person, which I'm assuming is Mel, is going to want to try and get 1 more puffy coat to fill that pile. So how you're going to do that is you have your 6 piles in front of you, and they're all face down. And then they're all mixed up, so they will not likely come with 3 puffy coats and a sports bra, but they might. Yes, and so what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the pile, one of your piles in front of you, and take a look at it, and then you can take 1 card from your hand and put it in the middle and exchange it with the ones in the center, but you can only take 1, and then if you want to exchange from another pile, you have to put your current pile down and then move over to the next one, which can make it really tricky if your puffy coat, is in pile 1.
Yeah.
Because what you have to do is you'd have to take the puffy coat out of pile 1, put it out, super vulnerable for everybody to steal in the middle, and then switch over to your other pile, which is this one, and then put the sports bra in, and then pull the puffy coat out in order to be able to finish that pile. And then it's the first person to complete their 6 piles, so it's a race. The first person to finish them wins. And then, that's basically it. I think that it might be one of those games where you're supposed to play multiple rounds, but usually we just kind of go through and play.
It takes a long time to do the one, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you got all those different 6 piles to sort through.
Yes, yeah. And it does, definitely take some time. And it's really funny to play with, like, first-time players because they're just like, this is dumb. And then you'll have, like, you have like the long, like, you know, you have like the long socks and the ankle socks. And then they're like, well, these are all socks. And then you might be like, oh, no, these are 2 different socks. And then you realize that partway through the game, or you don't realize it to the end. You're like, I win. And you're like, no, those socks don't match. Yeah, so it's just like a fun, super chaotic. I played it with the crew at the library there. I introduced it to them.
Nice.
And they really liked it. So it is one that's really easy to get to the table. And yeah, kind of livens things up for sure in mid-convention times. So yeah, that's my 66 piles.
Yeah, great pick. I've played this the first time way before this game came out with Lily, with just a regular deck of card. You're trying to put the numbers together, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, and it works. It's perfectly works, but I didn't like that as much as I like piles. Something about having the nice, pretty cards with that, like, that just makes it a little bit more special. But yes, great pick. All right, my number 66 is Vivid. Vivid Memories. Now, this is the game that I played when Carla came over and we did one of like our little marathon of games, and then she came for a couple of days and we ended up playing this one. We kind of make a list ahead of time and then go through the list and just play, and it's like mad plays. And this one was just so interesting. So first you have your board, and I guess it's like your brain or your thoughts process, and you're trying to create connections between the side to like the opposite. You're trying to create path of one color. It took us a while to kind of realize that one hexagon or whatever shape that is with another, as long as it has a color in it, it doesn't need to be like tip to tip. We didn't grasp that at the beginning of the game, but you're trying to create this. Now, the way you're going to do that first is you're going to draft these tokens, and you have like a board with all these cards with these tiles on it, and you can draft so many, but you have to draft from one end or the other. And once the card is like gets completely clear, then you get that card as well, which gives you kind of like a goal that you're trying to do, or gives you an action that you can activate. And those get kind of placed on the top of your board, and you're building the board trying to make those connections. It was a long time ago when I played this. I played this in the spring, but I remember playing it and being so completely impressed with the gameplay and the whole aspect and the components and how everything went together and how beautiful everything was. And it was so cool. Like, this is a game that I own that I had never played. And I was like, okay, wow, this was good. And I was like, okay. So it just works so well. And I know, like I said, we played it like not wrong, but just not like we were making it harder than it needed to be. It's kind of like, no, but my red's not touching. It's not connected. And it was like, and then like flipping through the rule book and like, oh, it is connected. Like, it doesn't need to be touching. It's like, because we're like, how is that going to be possible? Because when you select, you place them in a thing, but like you can't, they all go into the same hole. So if you place 2, then that's it. There's 2 in there, right? But then you'll get some cards that allow you to kind of relocate or move things around a little bit. So there's a real neat puzzly aspect to this. It was great. I really enjoyed this. And this is Vivid Memories.
Nice. Yeah, my spouse, like when I introduced them to this one, was like also very impressed. They're like, it's like a Zool, but like scratchier, and like yeah, was very impressed. Very impressed. It's a good one. Good pick.
Yes. Wonderful. So on to 65.
Yes, and my number 65 is Sea Salt and Paper. So this one's a quick set collection or hand management card game where you're going to be building these sets of these super cute origami style creatures. Oh, thank you for having that picture. Yeah, and you're just going to, part of it is that you're trying to score also at the perfect time, which took me like probably 4 plays of this game to wrap my head around.
Right. That's the hardest part of this game. I don't know if it was just poorly explained, but it's like, okay, what?
Yeah, and like every time I start to play it, I have to read it, and I'm like, okay, right, no, what? Okay, right, yes, okay, and then when I play it, it makes sense. So it is kind of hard to explain, but yeah, the point of it is that you're trying to find the perfect. You're trying to build up your hand and find the perfect time to execute it. Is like the simplest way, I think, to put it. So at the start of the round, everything's all shuffled, and then you have these 2 face-up cards that go next to the draw pile, and those are the discard piles. So on your turn, the first thing you're going to do is take a card. So you can either draw 2 cards face down from the deck, and you can keep one and discard the other one onto the 2 piles, or you can take the top card. If you don't like any of the top ones on the discard pile, you can take the top card. Nope, that's backwards. So you can either take 2 cards face down, or you can take one from one of the discard piles instead. So one of the ones that are face up, you can look at it and say, ooh, I like that one, and you take that one. And you're never allowed to look through the discard pile, so you're always making kind of an educated guess, or you're going to have to remember, which maybe Mel is better than Carla and I, but Carla and I both have crummy memories, so that part of the game everybody would have an advantage on. So after you draw, you can play duo cards. So some of them will come in matching pairs, and if you play both of them in front of you, then they'll trigger the special power. So crabs, for example, they let you secretly dig through the discard pile and steal a card. Or boats will give you another turn. So those are the duo cards, and you can trigger as many of those as you want on your turn if you have them to play together. And then at any point, so this is where the right moment comes in. So if you think your hand is worth at least seven points, I'm pretty sure it's 7 points, then you can try to end the round. So when you do, you're going to reveal your hand and choose to either stop, or you can say last chance. And I haven't quite figured out why you would say last chance yet.
You get more points if you win with last chance.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's the part where I think I review every time and go, yes.
Yeah, exactly. It took me a long time to grasp that, but yeah.
Yeah. So if you say stop, everyone will reveal, and then you just get the scores that you got. And then if you say last chance, then you're betting that you're in the lead. That's how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then if you're in the lead, you get more bonus points for ending it.
Right. Yeah. So if at the end you have the highest score, then you get your full points plus a bonus for your strongest color. And then if someone beats you, then you only get the color bonus, and then they get the points instead. So that part is a little bit kind of like push your luck, but there's also the set collections. So like the octopus that's there, depending on how many you have, you'll score differently. And then the other part of this, which I've never done it, and I think it was Carla that did it, that got the 4 mermaids.
Or Carla or Ashley, I want to say, but yeah, one of them did.
Yeah. So if you ever collect the 4 mermaids, you instantly win the whole game. So, otherwise you keep playing rounds until someone hits the target score, which is based on the number of players, and then whoever has the most points wins. So, yeah, it's just this clever mix of like set collection and sort of bluffing too, because if you know that you have the most points, you're like right at 7, but you don't want somebody to know you have 7, but you're just waiting for that moment to like lay all your cards down. So there's kind of that to it. I don't know. And I love it's from the same company with the orange butterfly that does Pixies.
Oh, so, Pixies, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. It has like this art quality, like completely different art, but it has that same quality to it.
Oh, yeah, and I think it's just cool that they have these like sculptor artists that they bring in to make 2D like art, but 3D art 2D for cards. It's just super cool. Really cute game. So that's my 65. Sea salt and pepper.
Good pick.
Yeah.
All right, my number 65 that's Lantern the Harvest Festival. So the very first time I played this, I first got into the hobby. We went to a game night at the Pandora's Box in Olds. And we pulled this one out of their library because they have a nice library that you can use, and they have a bunch of tables that's available for sitting and playing the games. And we played this game, and we played this completely wrong. And then we realized this, but I could still tell that I wanted it, and it was good. And this game is so interesting because so first of all, like where you place your tile or where you're sitting on the table matters. The tiles are square tiles. They have 4 sides. And when you place it down, everybody collects the colored lantern that is facing them of their color. So if I place one down and it has orange towards me, I get an orange lantern. The person next to me would get a white one. The person across from me would get a blue one. The person on the other side gets a pink one. So we all collect the lantern. Then if I end up placing it where I'm creating a connection and it's blue and blue, then I also get a blue lantern as well. But if I put it where it's tucked with a blue and a pink, then I'm getting the blue, the pink for touching the pink, and then I'm getting the orange for facing me. Then I collect these 3 lanterns. So you're trying to create it in a way where you get more. Then if you touch to something that has like an icon in the middle, then you get to take a little token, and those tokens can be spent for different things, like to kind of trade up your cards. But then with these cards, you're trying to create either a set of every colors or 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, or different things like that. And then you can pull them, like kind of turn them in to get that tile, that scoring tile that's going to be worth points. Of course, first one to do it is worth more points. So as you know, if you do 1 of each color, then the first one to get that is going to have way more points than the 5th one who does 1 of every color. So you're trying to get there first if you can. And that's why you're trying to set your tile so you collect the most lantern every time you place it. But if somebody has like the blues are all out and you connect on the blue, you're not getting squat. Like it's all out. You got to wait till somebody turns them in. But it's like when the first time we played, we weren't giving the cards to what was facing you. We were just collecting what was like. It seems like we're doing something wrong. So we really were.
Like March of the Ants all over again.
Oh my God, way worse. But yeah. So, but it's such a pretty game, and it's satisfying. And it was one that's entered like one of the first one that I started, like when I started my collection. It's in like my first 100 games for sure, you know, so this was like 1,000 games ago. But it's just so good. And I really like the puzzly aspect to it. Kind of like, hey, well, which tile do I want to play? Where can I do the most? How should I rotate it? What do I try to get? Like, you know, so there's a lot it's simple, but there's a lot to consider. And I just really enjoy that one. So that is Lantern, the Harvest Festival.
You know, I think I've only ever played that on BGA, and I've never actually seen the cards in person. So I was like, really? That's what they look like?
That's what they look like.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
played the dice version of this game, which was good. And I played the roll and write, and it was okay. But this is still my favorite out of all of those.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's a roll and write. They're all fairly similar, in my opinion. I like them, but you know, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so on to 64. So my number 64 is Perch. So this is a bird battling game where you're trying to control locations by placing flocks of birds onto the board. And the goal is to score the most points by having the most birds on a location. And then there's these different creatures and special abilities that you can use to your advantage that help you steal or maintain or control different areas. So it lasts 5 rounds, and it's divided into different phases that you're going to do. So the first phase, you're going to shove little birds into a bag, 2 from each of the players that are playing. And then you're going to move into the next phase, which is, I think, the phases do not line up with bird terms. I feel like they could have done that better. But yeah, I think, yeah, they stack. It's so cute. Yeah, I have, yeah, you can kind of see it there, but they go way higher. They have like little bases that you can put on them, so that they don't topple over, because they can get quite high. Yeah, so when you're recruiting, you're pulling them out. So everybody shoves their bird in the bag, and then on my turn, I will take out 2 birds out of the bag, and they might be my color, or they might be 2 other players' colors, or they might be 1 mine and 1 somebody else's. And then I'll add 2 of my birds to that flock for a total of 4 birds. And then on the next phase, we'll take turns putting them out one at a time onto the different locations, which will trigger bonus actions that you can do once per round, like activating your creature, like the cat there. Or you can build birdhouses, which go on top of the bird stack. So if you put a birdhouse on it, it protects them from lightning and from different other creatures. And I think the lightning they call zapping, but it's a little lightning bolt. And I think it's kind of morbid and hilarious that you're roasting these little birds. Yeah, so yeah, the creatures, like I said, they have different abilities to kind of shift things in the game quite a bit. So you kind of, they can move. So you might have the cat, but then depending on different things that happen, somebody can take the cat from you, and then you end up getting a different one of the little creatures. And then basically, at the end of each round, the locations are scored, and then you earn points for the birds that you control, so your color. And then after the 5 rounds, there's a fountain board, and a plaza, and you'll get points for control on that, as well as your objective cards, and then largest flock for final points, and the player with the most points wins. So it's basically area control, tactical placement, because you're placing other players as well, because you can screw up other people, because what can happen, so say, I don't know if there's an example. It's easy to see it kind of a little bit. If you see on the bottom left, I think there's 2 yellow, 2 green, and 2 red. So if there's a tie, nobody scores.
Oh, so you could force somebody to tie so they don't score. Oh, because those different colored birds, you still keep them. You're placing them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of this game, and I want to play it.
Yeah, it's really cute. And my spouse is a big bird fanatic, and we've turned into like an old queer couple that go bird watching. And so so it came out, and I got it at Palmetto Way. I played it actually with David and Ashley at the end of a convention. I think it was Gobfest. It would have been Gobfest, I think. Well, it would have been Gobfest last year, which is when I played this. Yeah. 2025, which is why it's on the list.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all coming together now.
Yes. So you it doesn't seem like much, like where it's like, oh, you place like area control, but all of the different parts of it, and you can kind of see it's hard to see in this picture, but there's 3 levels of scoring. So the person with the most will get 5 points. Then the person with the second most might get 3. And then some of the cards will be the person with the least will get 4. Right. So it might be that you want, either the most or the least, but you don't want the middlemost. So that's where, like, putting the other, when you're drawing those birds from the bag, putting the other opponents on certain spots could be to your advantage. So that part of it was really neat. So yeah, that's my number 64, Perch.
Very cool. I'm going to have to look this up. Very cool. All right. My number 64 is Skull King. This is a Grandpa Beck game. It's a trick-taking game. It's pirate theme. And you, like, the first time I played this, and I think I played it, like, I'm one of those persons like, yeah, of course I play trick-taking game. I played trick-taking game my whole life. It's like, what do you mean we're bidding? Your trick-taking game is you're trying to win the trick. And, like, that was my first time almost kind of coming across where, no, you're trying to do something different with your trick. And I was like, what? So I didn't love my first play of it. And then last year, me and Lee took like a couple day trip to Edmonton, and we were staying near the West Edmonton Mall, and we were going to do a few things at the West Edmonton Mall. And one of the things you can do there is they have this big, giant pirate ship in the water area, and you can rent a table on the ship. And I was like, Lee, let's rent a table and play bunch of pirate themes game on the pirate ship. And I was like so ridiculously excited about it. Like everything else we did there. Yeah, okay, sure, we'll do that too. But oh my God, let's go play the pirate ship. I was so ridiculously excited to do this. That was like the highlight of my trip. And we're like the whole drive to Edmonton, I have like this stupid grin about we're gonna play on the pirate ship. Ridiculous. But this is one of the games that we played on the pirate ship, and it just makes instantly a pirate game that much better, but it's a really interesting game as well. You're bidding on, how many tricks you think you're going to win, but you also have cards that do different things. Like this one beats, unless it's a maiden that comes, and maiden beats this one. So there's different rules that applies. And you have kind of like the player aid that kind of explains all of this. So it keeps it very interesting. Now, if you go into it, trick taking is you winning all the tricks that you can. It might be like upsetting your sensitivities, but like it's just, it adds a spin to it. But once you kind of get past that, this game is so good, especially if you play it on a pirate ship.
Man,
and that's my number 64.
That's good. I have not tried that one, but I've heard only good things about that one. And also, Lee is just top quality. He just he probably excited, not even just like goes along for the ride. He's probably excited to go with you, which is just awesome.
I think watching me go so giddy entertains him. It must. Because he's not there along with me. Like, he doesn't reach my level of giddy at all. But no. It must be entertaining or something. I don't know. Yes, I'll have to do that again. That was amazing.
So 63. So going from pirates and pirate ships to my number 63, that is Seas of Strife. So also a ship themed game. And it is also a trick taking game. But you're going to do the opposite of most trick taking games, which is instead of winning cards, winning tricks, you're going to try to avoid them. So I'm horrible at this one, but I enjoyed it. And I actually won this game at MelCon.
Nice.
Yes, and I'm a little sad because it's a 3+ player game, so it's super hard for me to get it to the table. Yes, so I really like it. So each trick that you take gives you penalty points, and the player with the fewest points at the end wins. So you get this colorful hand of cards with this like super amazing ship art all over it, and I really like that you have the Kraken one showing there for that one. Yeah, so they have different ocean hazards, and each round you have a series of tricks where everybody plays a card, just like a normal trick-taking game, but you have to follow suit if possible, and then you can play other colors if you can't, and then, the trick goes to the player who played the highest card, like normal, in the most common suit. So not the lead suit, the most common suit in the trick. So if multiple suits are tied, then the highest card among the suits wins instead. So that trick, that player collects a trick. Unless
it's the highest of that suit. Because
yes.
then that makes it that it can't be trumped.
Yes. Yeah. So, some high face cards will give you extra control, which will let you choose who leads next. And then there's it's just got like a whole bunch of like tactical little, well, not a whole bunch, but there's just like these little pieces to it that you're just like, ooh, like, and you're in there, and it's a little take that-y. So maybe like if you don't like take that, don't play this one. But like you're just like, okay, like, yeah, I could play this one, or ooh, if I played this one, because I bet you this person, they didn't, and there is memory because you're like, well, that person led with blue last time, and that person didn't play a blue, so they don't have any blue. So that means that they likely have yellow because last time they didn't play that yellow card because of this. And then, so there is a lot of memory involved, which is tricky. But yeah, it's very clever card management, very much reading the table, a little maybe a bit of bluffing if your memory sucks. So it's a cool one, and I definitely would love to play it more, because it's definitely a unique take on trick taking, to kind of go with my 2025 trick taking adventure I was on.
Yeah, I absolutely adore this game. I think it's just so clever because each suit has a different range of number. So the one color is always going to be the higher number, but there's less, so it's less likely that it's going to be the most.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
It's so cool. And then if you play it, it's like, okay, well, so there's more yellow, but I've played the yellow 10, which is the highest of the yellow suit, which makes it that yellow does not win the trick unless there's no other colors. Like, and it was so funny. We played it, and it was Shane. And just the way that works out, I think he picked up almost every trick. And he's just like, it's like, oh my God. This game is so good. He might not agree, but this game is so good. I don't know who came up with that whole concept. It is clever. Like, it's clever. Love it. Great pick. All right. My number 63 is, and that's Bah Humbug.
Ooh, so I just bought this today.
Did you? Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, because it's super cool. Like, this game has a set of components. Following these components, they have created 12 plus different version of playing this game. It was a contest that she did, and everybody could kind of put, like, send in a version of how to play with these components. One of our friend Duncan submitted his review, and I played his prototype version before I even came across this at all. And I was blown away because it was a trick-taking deck building game. I'm like, how does that even work? And it works so well. Now, since I have played now probably, I want to say, half a dozen versions of this game, and I've enjoyed everyone, some more than others, but I think it's just so interesting and clever how this one fairly small box can be so many different type of games. Plus, they really did an amazing job putting that rule book together, sorting everything so that you'd be like, you have like the tabs on the side that shows you where to go for a specific game. Plus, you have the cards that kind of has a quick player aid and kind of description of each game, and it clearly indicates this one is so many players, this one has a complexity of this much, this one will play between this and this time. So it'd be like, okay, well, we're 5 players, what can we play? Okay, well, let's play this one. This is just like, if you had to have, for any reason, a limited amount of game, this is 12 in 1. right? 12 plus plus, because there's more that's available other than just what's in the box. But that is just clever, super fun, super amazing. Bah Humbug. That's my number 63.
I'm super biased. That is an excellent pick. Quite like that one. Okay, so my number 62 is Trek 12. So this one is not going to be Mel's favorite. It is a roll and write, and you're mountain climbing, and you're trying to ascend the treacherous Himalayan route, but on paper rather than on a board. So you get 19 rolls, and then everyone plays off the same results. So you have 2 dice. I think one's red and one's yellow. You can see them there. And you are going to combine the dice results to make a single number. So, you could see kind of in the top right of the board, there's a little brown area. So that kind of shows you the different ways that you can combine them in the 19 ways. So you can either add them together. You can subtract them, you can multiply them, you could take the higher number or you could take the lower number. But you can only do that up to 4 times for each of those selections. So, so what you'll do is on your first roll, you can write down your number in any of the circles that are on the board or on the sheet. And then after that, every new number must be placed next to the one that you've already filled. And then the challenge comes with deciding on where to put each number so that you can either form fixed lines of consecutive adjacent numbers and zones. I'm dying, just a minute. Zones of identical adjacent numbers. So that's what you're going to score points on. So the fixed line score is based on the highest numbers. So let's say you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 numbers in there. So you would take 6 plus how many's in there. So 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 12 points for that fixed line. And then the zones are the same. So you would take, if it's, a clump of 8s, you'd have, if you have 4 8s, you'd have 8 plus 4. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then any numbers that don't belong in a line or a zone, they get sad faces. And then they cost you points at the end. And then there's like a bunch of this that I haven't played. Like I play basically the base over and over and over again. And that's basically enough for me. I've kind of looked into some of it. It's got a lot of like challenges, and I think there's like a full solo mode that you can do, and you get like bonus assistance, or you can do like a campaign. That I think the solo one, or you could do a 2-player, that's a campaign one that unlocks extra tools as you go and you get all these extra cards. I have no idea about any of that. But yeah, it's just kind of dice luck, but you have some mitigation with that multiplier subtractor part in it. Kind of one of the earlier roll and writes, I think, that I got into, and it's just kind of a, what I think Carla calls an evergreen for us at our place. So so that's my 62.
Nice.
12.
Cool. That sounds interesting for sure. Number 62 for me is Bang the Dice Game. And this is purely on, there's some games that just goes high on your list just because you have such a good time playing it. The experience of it just brings everything up. Even though it's really simple, but we love it so much. This is one of those games that is just so satisfying to play. It's funny. I was introduced to this game when my siblings and I went on a trip back home to New Brunswick. My cousin brought it, and my brother had brought 2 suitcases, one with his clothes, one with all the board games that we brought. And we had all these games to play, and my cousin was like, "Oh, I have a game we should play." And we're like, "Yeah, well, hold on, let's play these games." Like, wait, we have really good games. He's like, "No, but this one's really cool." It's like, so partway through, he's like, "Okay, fine, bring your game, we'll play it." And we played it, and then after that, we played it multiple times a night, every night for however long we were there, because it was so good. So this is kind of like a hidden identity, like a game, right? So you all get a role. You could be a sheriff, you can be the deputy, you could be an outlaw, you could be a renegade. Depending on the number of players, how many of those roles gets distributed out. The sheriff reveals who he is, so everybody knows who's the sheriff. Okay, Tommy's the sheriff or whatever. If you're the deputy, your role is to assist the sheriff, and your goal is to eliminate the outlaws and the renegade. If you're the outlaw, your goal is to take down the sheriff. And if you're the renegade, your goal is to take everybody down and be the last man player, like last man standing, right? So if you're the renegade, you're going to pretend to be the deputy until the outlaws are gone. Then you're going to turn on the sheriff and then try to get rid of them as well. So ideally, remember we played this top player count with all my cousins. And then my cousin's husband was there, and then or boyfriend, I guess at the time, we rolled the dice, and he's like, because what you roll is either a target with the 1, and the target with the 1 is you can shoot the player 1 space away from you, either to your right or to your left. Now the target with the 2 is you shoot 1 player 1 time, 2 spaces to your right or 2 spaces to your left. So he's rolling, no idea, and he's like, I don't know, can I shoot the sheriff? And then so then for the rest of the game, the sheriff's like, I'm taking you down. And then he's like, I don't think I understand this game. I don't think I was supposed to shoot him. I'm the deputy. So, that backfired, but it was hilarious. Now you also get the dynamite. If you roll 3 dynamites, it blows up in your face. You take a hit, and your turn is over. But whatever you roll so far gets distributed. Then you have the Gatling gun. If you roll 3 of those, everybody else gets shot once. And then you have the beer. Beer gives you health. So if you get a beer, you take a health back, or you can give the beers to other players to help them heal. So if you're the renegade, you're gonna fake heal the deputy or the sheriff until you turn your, to spin things around on them. But and then if you roll the arrow, you have to take an arrow from the middle. And then you can re-roll those ones. The dynamite's the only one you can't re-roll. But if you take the last arrow from the middle, everybody who's collected any arrows has to put them back and take that many hits in exchange. And it's an elimination game. So until one of the groups has fulfilled their goal, right? So if the sheriff goes down, the outlaws win. If the outlaws and the renegade are eliminated, then the deputies and the sheriff wins. But then if everybody's dead, it's just the renegade left, and they win. But it's just so good. I didn't even show you the game the whole time I'm talking about it. I got so excited over it. But then you also have like special ability card that will give you like a special thing that you can do. This game is so good. It is so amazing. Now, I've heard like there's Bang, the card game version. And from what I understand, it's okay, but not quite as good as the dice game. Now, I've only played Bang Duel, which is another card game version, but Bang the dice game has been played again and again. I brought it one time at my in-laws for Christmas. And I brought a variety of game. And I was like, well, let's start with Bang. And we ended with Bang and just played it like 15 times. So, it was so good. Absolutely love it. And that is my number 62, Bang the dice game.
Nice. I have not played that one, and you talk about it a lot, so you should definitely introduce me sometime. I will add it to the list.
Play this. Yes. And next time we'll have like a bit of a group together, we should play this.
Yes. Okay.
I'm glad you keep track of a list.
Okay, so my number 61 is Waddle. So, yeah, Carla and you and I played this one when we were playing before Christmas, which is an area control and placement game where we build up these little waddles, which is a group of penguins, and we're competing for the best fishing spot. So you can see all the hexes. Oh, I almost pronounced that in French.
I do it all the time. He just doesn't even correct me anymore. He's like, okay.
I'm not French. So the board's made up of ice and water hexes. And then each round it focuses on one of the water spaces. And you mark it by saying this is where we're working on. And so you place one of your penguin tokens onto empty ice space that's next to the active hex. And you have single penguins, and then you also have one or two, like a few dual penguin little tokens, which you can kind of see on the left over there. And then the double ones count as two penguins. So after placing, then you're going to move yourself to the back of the turn order, and that part was kind of interesting. So then your position is kind of changing in terms of the turn order, which changes when you place your penguins. But you can also, instead of placing a penguin, you can scout ahead. So that gives you're out for the rest of the current round, but in exchange you get a better position. So then you'd get to go.
You go on the next track, and then you're in the front of the next track.
Yeah, because there's two. Yes, because there's that little marble thingy. There's just for some reason I thought there was three, but I was looking at that going, is there like another little board? But no, it's just that one little board, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and then that little ice thing goes over on whatever is the active one. That's how it works. So you can either choose to keep placing now or set yourself up for later is kind of the idea. So when all the ice spaces around the active hex are filled, then that ends the round, and then that's when you move onto the new water spot, and then you move that little token onto the next little squiggle. And then, so you continue that way until the map's filled, and then you score two ways. So you score your waddles, which is your connected group of penguins. So the bigger waddles are worth more points. And so that's like a strong reason to put all your penguins together. But then you also score your fishing pools, which are groups of connected water spaces. So you score based on how many of your penguins surround each pool. And I really messed up on that one when I played it. I didn't do well that way. Carla really picked up on that one, but I did not. So having more penguins nearby means that you collect more fish, which means more points. So basically, with the person with the most points from the waddles and the fishing pool wins. But it's super cute, and I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like the Christmas theme, that it was just ice and water. I was just like, I just really like this game.
Well, and each player has their own species of penguins, and it's a
yes, because I got to be the macaroni penguin.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. So
and it's just a tiny little box.
It is, because it's one of the little all play ones. So maybe it'll show up with you and Carla when you do your all plays.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be somewhere. Wonderful, great pick. Yeah. All right. My number 61 is, and that's Lucky Numbers. So this is one that in our top 9 list that we've been doing on the podcast, and we do a lot. We're on episode 138, and most of them are top 9 lists of some sort. Mm-hmm. This game has made it on Carla's list often, and I knew nothing about it, and she would explain it. I'm not sure how this works. But they had a copy of this on Amazon, in French, but it was cheap probably because it was in French. And I was like, well, I think it's just numbers. I don't think it's language dependent at all. I confirmed with Carla. She's like, yeah, no, there's no words or anything. It's just all numbers. So I ordered my copy and we played it. And I was like, I get it. So, this game is like, it's a tile placement game. You have all these little 4-leaf clovers. So, for St. Patrick's Day, I'll bring this one out. And you just mix all the colors up. And the color has to do with how many players is it. So if you're 2 players, you're going to bring 2 colors out. If you're 3 players, you're going to bring 3 colors out. It's just a quick visual way of seeing how many you should bring out. You shuffle all of those face down. You draw 4, and you're going to put them in order from top corner to bottom corner in a line from high to low. And you're going to start with that. The goal is to be the first player to fill out your board. Now, when you play, so you're going to take a token, you're going to flip it up, you're going to look at the number. Can you place it? Do you want to place it? You place it, or you don't place it and you leave it face up on the table. Because you need to create 4 rows and 4 columns because it's a 4x4 grid. And you want each rows and columns to go from low to higher and then low to higher. So, so if you have over there if you see I have a 17 and a 19, that means I need 2 18 to fit in there because I have not left myself a gap there. And it needs to be higher than 17, but lower than 19. There's only one number that fits there, but you can replace what's there instead, right? Like you can also replace what's been on there, but you're not kind of going towards the race of trying to fill this board up if you're replacing what's already there. It's like I brought this copy to my mom. My siblings were there. We ended up playing, and the whole time my mom was like, I don't like board games. Why we have to play this number game? And then she played it, and she won. And this game is great. But it's just it's neat puzzle that you're doing, but it's very simple and attainable for really any player level, skill level. But I really, really like it. And that is Lucky Numbers.
Okay, I just had this like weird connection epiphany that just went in my head. This is like intro to Ohanabi.
There you go. Playing this will make you better at Hanabi. There you go.
So you play that one first, and then you say, okay, see how you could put the 8, like you could put the 6 here, and you can put it here? It's the same.
All the spatial number awareness.
Yeah, and I've played this one quite a bit on BGA, actually. It's good. Nice. I'm horrible at it, but it's good.
So this was our list from number 70 to 61. And now we're like getting very close to like being halfway done here. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is great. Like it's a great list. I think there's great games. We played a lot of great games in 2025. And like, yeah, so far this year, is really out of all of them, or so far? Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's always going to be your best one so far. We're going up towards number 1.
Okay, fair.
But so far, we're in February now. I'm excited for 2026 because there's some really good games I've played this year already. And I was like, wow.
Well, this shelf behind me is my like want to play shelf. So this is nice. Like most of these are like ones that I want to play because they've just come in. So there's a lot of really good ones on here that I'm really.
Oh, I had one arrive today.
Oh, nice.
I haven't opened it yet to go see what it looks like. But yeah, you got the little captain or pirate. Oh, I should bring this one to Edmonton to go play on the pirate ship.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. Okay, so before we call it for the day, Kayla, where can we find you?
Yes, so I am on Instagram as Table Turner Games, and I'm also on Bluesky as March Hatter, Hatter.
And I am also on Instagram at mels_boardgame_room. And I'm also on Facebook, YouTube, and Bluesky as well, all under Mel's Board Game Room. And also have my podcast that I do with my friend Carla called The Board Game Specialist. And for that podcast, we also have our Discord channel, which every episode we have the link for it. So be sure to join us there if you want to take part of the fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.
Bye.